Hi, Kata.
Hi, Denisa.
You're a Romanian artist living in Ecuador who just finished a painting commissioned by Roger Vernon, a customer from the United States whose only request was for the painting to be music related. Other than that, you had total freedom. The result is the painting behind you, a mandala looking artwork named Synesthesia. Why this name?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Roger for the freedom. He saw my last paintings and he wanted to have a paint from me, and he just wanted the theme, which is music. The name of the painting is never something that I choose from the beginning. It's something that came out in the is coming out in the process of painting or at the end. In this case, at the end, I was thinking what I was doing and if is a word that can describe this, and I realized that it is this synesthesia, which is basically fe- feeling a sense through another sense. Is like you can see shapes or colors because you hear a sound. In this case, in my painting, is the effect of the sound. So because I think that the sound is the one that creates matter, it organizes matter, is like the code of the matter, if you ask me.
So basically, what you're saying is that, in your opinion, sound is the one that creates this reality, everything that we see around us.
I think it's a mix, but the sound, I think, was the primordial code, because through sound you can really feel all the other senses, but through the other senses you cannot really feel the other senses. For example, you cannot see a sound, but you can through a sound you can see a picture, you can imagine shapes or anything.
Why the mandala approach? Is there a hidden meaning to it?
It's not a hidden meaning, it's just something that I believe is happening with us, with the humans. We are connected, we are like in a mandala, we are like in a butterfly effect. If I do something, it will affect the people that are around me, and the people around me are gonna be affected, and they're gonna behave, and they're gonna affect the people around them, right? But it's also uh, I want to have this idea of circle, of things that are generated by a beginning, from the middle. From a particle you start to develop the rest. And I don't work based on sketches. I only work based on morphic fields. Is something that I discovered recently listening to Rupert Sheldrake, and totally got me. I mean, it is something that I felt that it's real.
Probably not a lot of people have heard about morphic fields. Can you just
Well, it's like this. If I'm in Ecuador now and I gonna train a rat, right, to do something that rats usually don't do, and I choose a particular type of rat that is not too stupid and not too bright, let's say, right? You can do that if you are a biologist. So, and you teach this rat something, and let's say it's gonna take that rat to learn it like a month. Then you move in Romania over the ocean, right? And you choose another rat there, a Romanian rat, and try to teach him the same trick. is the same type of rat, is more or less in the same category of smartness. And you will realize that that rat will learn it way faster because the information is already in the field. The information that the first rat put it in the field, it's way easier to access. That's why when, for example, we are thinking now that the kids, the really young kids, are so smart compared with us, but in fact, because they are so good with the computers, but in fact, they are so good with the computers because there is more information in the morphic fields related with the computer information. They just pick it easier. That's why you're gonna see that they are way more clumsy, because compared with us when we were kids, in the morphic field was more information that was dealing with physical actions. Now the kids from today are more clumsy than we were, but they are more into the computers. Then they learn way faster than we were learning, because there were no information during our time. It took time to gather the information in the morphic fields. So this is what I think. But also, if you want to create, you have to reach the layer of morphic fields of the nature, which is something else, because through mass media, through all the things that manipulate people, there is a false layer, which is the first layer that most of the people are tapping in. So.
Okay, going back to the painting, I've noticed that the characters of the artwork are humanoid, yet obviously not humans. They seem like an orchestra out of this reality. I mean, they have, instead of organs, unusual instruments. Why this choice? Or was it a choice?
It wasn't really a choice. It's something that came naturally, because I realized if I want the viewer to understand what I'm trying to say, is to cut the other senses in a way, especially the seeing. So my characters don't look, they don't need to see, they just their heads are on their heads grown other receptors for hearing, for experimenting the other senses through this sense, which is, as I said, the most important. So also there's shape shifting, because I wanted to give this I wanted to make the viewer to understand that we are connected, that we are in a butterfly effect, that we shouldn't think about our life like being Romanian or being American or being left or right in terms of politics, because this is something that they just want us to believe. So I want to say to the people to try to experiment the world through themselves, through their unicity, because that's why we are unique. We are unique because we need to understand the world in our unique way. It's our level here, it's our level of consciousness. Then maybe it's going to be another level, it's going to be another uniqueness, but we should be more truthful with our uniqueness than with our beliefs.
The fact that your characters are borderless and they shapeshift, meaning that one's arm can become another one's leg, it's another very striking feature. And from what I've heard so far, it kind of means that you believe that we are all connected and that we all interact through morphic fields.
Yes, basically there is a morphic resonance, as Rupert Sheldrake was saying it, and it is. It's like, let's say, I'm thinking to my mother, which is in Romania, and she's gonna contact me on WhatsApp. How is this possible in that moment? We are connected. We are in resonance. Especially if you know someone and you care of someone, you're gonna be connected with someone. So in reality, if you start to put on the table the things that unite us, not the things that divide us, we're gonna be more connected, and our resonance will make the difference. We're gonna live in a better world.
So basically, it's all about vibration, right? Which means sound.
Yes, it's basically wave,
Wave.
which is behind everything. Is behind thoughts. Is behind pictures. Is behind everything. Is the wave. It travel like this. It's very quick. We have the resonance. We have the vibration in everything, so we can achieve it.
In most interviews with artists, there's always a question about their style and technique. Do you believe in personal style and technique?
Definitely, I don't. I don't believe in style at all. My favorite artist is Picasso because he went through art doing everything. Although I really loved Van Gogh, right? Which we can talk about a style, but in my opinion, Van Gogh didn't have a style, didn't have time to have a style. He was just consumed by his way of perceiving the world. So I don't think it was a style. The more you have a style, the more you lie to yourself. For me, this technique came when I started to paint here the first mural. I didn't know that I'm gonna achieve this technique. I was just influenced in that time by Japanese tattoos, which and especially by the tattoos in the old traditional way, which is one single needle and is done with a stick. So there is a vibration, there is a rhythm in the process of creating the art, even if it's on the skin, if it's on the canvas or on the wall. So I realized that this is a really cool stuff, and it's also a light motif that connect all the aspect of the art. So we have like a liant, I don't know if the right word in English, but it's like a juice that connects everything, right? And also it's like a representation of what we have in common, like the atoms, like the smallest thing that create everything multiplied in a code or in another code. If it's a code of human or a code of birds, basically we are just different in codes, not in essence.
Your painting has so many details. It seems to be a very time-consuming approach. How long did it take you to complete it?
Well, I started this painting on 22 of January and I finished it on 6th of March, a few days ago. And I work, for me, painting, or I don't know if it's even a paint, it's like I'll say it's a color drawing, right? For me, doing art is not something that deals with having inspiration. I don't believe in inspiration. I just believe in tapping into the morphic fields. That's all you need to do. And you have to have a conduit. You have to have a rhythm to do
What
that.
was your rhythm in this case?
My rhythm is, first of all, do your job in terms of spending time with the painting. Listen and wait for the right shape to come out of your pencil, because at the beginning I start to draw. I don't know what I'm starting to draw. I just start, and then everything just develop once in the process. But it's time consuming. This technique is time consuming.
How many hours do you work a day?
9 hours a day. Between 9 and 10 hours. So it's like the minimum 9 hours a day.
How many days a week?
6 days a week. Because if I would spend 5 days a week, let's say, this painting will be finished in longer time, and it's not it's just too much time. It's always, and I feel like I'm doing so little, you know, because actually I work a lot, and it's just 1 square meter, you know. I mean, yeah.
What about your future projects? What's next on the easel?
Well, when Roger saw my other paintings and he wanted a painting, I told him, and he wanted a theme related, a music related theme, right? I told him, you know what, that's really wonderful, because I have this project to make a series of mandalas, and I told him, think about it, you're gonna have a painting that you can hang it in 4 ways. It's not just something that you can discover once and that's all. It's a process. So I was like, tell him that's amazing, because I want to do a series related with the sound. So for me it's not, and the music, and what's the effect of the music, and not the entertainment part of the music, right? So I have this idea to reinterpret the famous classical operas like Nabucco, like I don't know, Requiem and so on. But the next one is I gonna start with the Marriage of Figaro, which I will interpret. It's not something like a description of what's happening in the opera. It's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put this opera into a new light, into a new meaning, related with the present of our I don't know what our subject, the hottest subjects that we have now, and what's going to happen in the future, because we're going to take some actions that I think are going to be really important for the future.
Thank you very much. It has really been a pleasure.
Thank you.